Good morning, friends. This is Dr. Vinod Kulkarni, psychiatrist and an advocate also. Today, let me speak something about P.I.L. The word P.I.L means public interest litigation. It should not be a private interest litigation, nor it should be a publicity interest litigation. It should be really in the public interest. It should espouse a public interest. I have had the opportunity and privilege of drafting, filing, and arguing on my own about 16 to 18 P.I.Ls so far in the High Court of Karnataka. Few of them have been answered in the affirmative. And in some of the P.I.Ls, notices have been sent to the union government. Still, verdict is to be announced. As you know, justice delayed is justice denied. In contrast to this, people say justice hurried is justice buried also. Anyway, who can file a P.I.L? For that matter, anyone, any person in India. It should be for a bona fide interest. It should be for a genuine interest. Does one require a locus standi? No. To file a P.I.L, you need not have a locus standi at all. If your intentions are correct, if they are bona fide, if they are honest, if they are sincere, if it is to espouse the public cause, you can file a P.I.L. Who are the first Supreme Court judges who almost gave a big momentum, a big boost to P.I.L? Remember, two Supreme Court judges, late Justice P.N. Bhagwati and late Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer, doyens in the discipline of law. They started answering letters also, and then they perceived certain letters as being of public interest litigation interest. Then some of the landmark judgments which were given by Justice Bhagwati and Justice Krishna Iyer were: one, Vishaka case, sexual harassment for women at workplace. Then M.C. Mehta versus Union of India, various case laws pertaining to environmental issues. Then Vishwa Jagrati mission case, which was against ragging in educational institutions. I vividly remember another doyen in the discipline of law, late Falias Neriman, wherein when he was taking some detailed information from a case from one of the litigants regarding boundaries of the area which was in dispute, the first question Farid Darman used to ask the litigants was, how many trees you have planted? How many trees you have planted in the vicinity of the building? The litigant said, sir, it's not related to plants or trees or environmental issue. It is related to the area of my land. Again, Fali Dariman insisted, how many trees you have planted? And on the very first next day, when the case came up for hearing, the Supreme Court judge, the first question he asked Fali S. Dariman was, how many trees are planted in the vicinity of the building? That's the importance of environmental issues. Against environmental fallacies, many have filed P.I.Ls also. The P.I.Ls can be filed for only certain number of certain number of areas of public interest. One, bonded laborers. Two, neglected children. Against that, you can file a P.I.L. Three, non-payment of minimum wages to workers and exploitation of casual workers, and complaints of violation of labor laws, except of course in individual cases. petitions from jail, complaining of harassment at the jail. Now, for premature release and seeking release after having completed 14 years in jail, death in jail, which occurs, one can file a P.I.L. Release on personal bond, request for a speedy trial, they all can be filed as P.I.Ls. Petitions against police when they refuse to register a case, you can file a P.I.L. You must have heard about the famous landmark judgment, Lalit Kumari case, wherein whenever there occurs a cognizable offence, the police is bound to register a FIR, register a case. The police doesn't, you can move the court also. Petitions against atrocities on women, in particular harassment of a bride burning, rape, murder, kidnapping, and all these areas of public interest, one can file a P.I.L. Then petitions complaining of harassment or torture of villagers by co-villagers or by police from persons belonging to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and economically backward classes, you can file a P.I.L. Petitions pertaining to environmental pollution, disturbance of ecological balance, drugs, drug adulteration, food adulteration, maintenance of heritage and culture, antiques, forest and wildlife, and other matters of public importance. There are so many historical monuments in the famous city of Bijapur. Nothing is being maintained properly. Hubli, Mulke Maidan, so many historical monuments. One can, I am giving a food for thought, when they are not being maintained properly by the archaeological department. A person with a civic sense, a person who owes some duty toward the public, can jump into the High Court or Supreme Court and file a P.I.L. against this. Petitions from riot victims, you can file. Then family pensions, you can file. What are the instances in which a P.I.L. can't be filed? A P.I.L. can't be entertained. God forbid, if somebody files a P.I.L. in these following instances, it can be dismissed in limine. Dismissed in limine means dismissed at the very beginning, at the very threshold, it can be dismissed. What are these areas in which a P.I.L. can't be filed, my friends? 1. Landlord-tenant matters. No, you can't file. Service matters and those pertaining to pension and gratuity. I still can't resist my temptation to recall an event which occurred in the High Court of Ahmedabad, wherein our own Chief Justice then of Ahmedabad High Court, Justice Sri Arvind Kumar, was taking task to an advocate who had filed a P.I.L. in service matters. Justice Arvind Kumar vehemently categorically told, what, Mr. Counsel, you have filed a P.I.L. in service matters, do you think we can entertain it? So in service matters, P.I.L. can never ever be entertained. Administration to medical and other educational institutions. Be careful. P.I.L. I'm afraid can't be filed. Petitions for early hearing of cases pending in high courts and subordinate courts. You can't file a P.I.L. in such instances. So these are some of the areas in which a P.I.L. can be filed, and these are some of the areas in which a P.I.L. cannot be filed. I have passion for law. That's why I pursued ll.b. and hence I keep on spreading whatever little knowledge I got and my experiences, my anecdotes in the field of legal profession. If you like it, please show it by an emoji, share it with your friends, with your fellow advocates, with your fellow judges. Thanks a lot for watching. All the best. God bless you all.